Well, I've just been to the chairman's office and he's given me this very shiny case. And guess what's inside it? £174 million. I'm off to the professional footballers supermarket, see if I can grab myself a bargain. Hey! There's no nicer feeling than spending loads of money, especially when it's somebody else's. Seriously though, so when I joined Newcastle, the staffing levels weren't great. I had to bring some new staff members in, and even they weren't the best because obviously new manager, people didn't really want, we didn't really have a stature as such. So I did bring some new staff in. Over my 2 years here, the staffing numbers have increased. So we've got more scouts, we've got more coaches, we've got more medical staff. I at the end of last season, I went back to basics. My assistant manager was at the end of his contract, so I terminated his contract and I brought a new assistant manager in. And we had a sit down and I brought some new coaches in as well. And we all had a bit of a meeting. And we decided to go with a new tactic this season, and was kind of convinced to go with kind of a winger system. So that's what we're doing. Having said that, I've basically been relying on the scouts that were already here and the scouts that I brought in that weren't amazing for my referrals for players. So some of them have been really, really good, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, the assistant managers brought a couple of recommendations in, young kids who look absolutely amazing. But the scouts themselves, one or two of the signings I've made, they were kind of predicted to be coming in. It's like maybe a 3-star with the potential to be 4.5, 5. I mean, one in particular I'm thinking of has actually come in as a 2.5 with the potential to be 3. So, I mean, that's down to the scouting. I can only go off what the scout says. And if the scout says, he's going to be absolutely immense, then he comes and he's not. So the bottom line is what I've done, I've actually, quite a lot of those early staff members, the contracts have come to an end. So I brought new scouts in, I brought new coaches in, I brought new medical staff in. And they are tremendously better than they were. So I think what I'm trying to say is that I have made some signings, and I consider most of them to be very, very good signings, and have strengthened the squad and worked with the new tactic that we've been working on. Going forward, we should see much, much better players coming through. Anyway, all of that said, let's just have a little roundup of what happened last season. So obviously, we finished in the Champions League spot, third in the Premier League, which it's quite a feat, to be fair, in the Premier League. There are a lot of big, big teams in the Premier League. And maybe when I was having a bit of a grumble about the beating the top 6, maybe it was a little bit unfair. We are still building, and hopefully this season we will see an improvement. So anyway, let's have a look at the players that we brought in last season. So they're rated in average rating order. So Arthur, the 23-year-old powerful centre-back, he had an average rating of 7.17, played 37 games for us. So in second place came Antonio Silva, the 20-year-old wonder kid. He's actually been described as a wonder kid now. Bizarrely, when the top 50 came out, he actually wasn't. He may well be outside of the top 50, I don't know, but when I bought him, he was well up the ratings. But anyway, so a Portuguese 20-year-old centre-back, and he came through with a 7.15. And then Aaron Ramsdale, who caused me quite a few problems toward the end of last season. Hopefully that's behind us now, we'll have to see. But Aaron Ramsdale came in and from Arsenal, 59 million, and he got an average rating of 7.10. And then the rest of them were below 7s, Diaz, Alina, KM, David Brooks, Evan Nielsen. Moving on swiftly to the little awards ceremony that we had. So we'll just run down these quickly. Alexander Isak was the fans player of the season. The young player of the season was also Alexander Isak. I'm a little bit surprised that 𝐲 didn't get that, but anyway. Signing of the season was Ramsdale, the goalkeeper. Goal of the season was Bruno. Top goal scorer, Alexander Isak with 25 goals. Most assists, Youri Tielemans with 11 assists. And most player of the match awards was Alexander Isak with 8. And then moving on to the revenue, and I think this answers quite a few questions as to why I'm being given, quite a lot of money to spend. So the annual revenue sponsorship was up from 95 million to 300 million. So sponsorship increased massively. Broadcast revenue was down very, very slightly, a couple of million. Corporate hospitality was up very, very slightly. Competition prize money very nearly doubled, and match day commercial and retail was up from 2.23 million to 3.08 million. Shirt sales, so total merchandise sales was 7.58 million. That's no mean figure, is it really? We sold nearly 500,000 shirts. Tielemans was top of the tree, followed by Ramsdale, Isak, Luis Alberto and Evan Nielsen. So I did mention overhauling the staff, and one of the main changes has been a new assistant manager. So 50-year-old Austrian Richard 𝐏𝐀𝐑𝐓 has come in, and he's going to help me moving forward. And believe me, his figures and his stats are a people management of 18, and judging player ability potential. He can also do a bit of coaching. He's a 16 for attacking and 16 for tactical, working with youngsters as a 16. So I'm looking forward to working with Richard, and he's already brought some great ideas into the club and a couple of really good young players as well. Anyway, I know I do love the sound of my own voice. Every now and again somebody needs to tell me to shut up. I know you all want to see the transfers in and out, and it's all exciting stuff, isn't it really? Let's have a look, shall we? So we'll start off with the sale of Evan Nielsen to Arsenal for 45 million. He had a bit of a moan and groan last season. It was fair enough. He wasn't getting enough game time. I had 4 strikers, and it was fair dues. So I ended up selling him for reasonably decent money, 45 million. 1 or 2 lone players there in that little section. A couple there, Mitchell and Bashir. So the whole European thing caught me a little bit off guard last season, having to have 4 players in there who are trained at club, and I only actually had 1, so my European squad was depleted. And to be fair, it's not really going to get a lot better very quickly. But with the Mitchell and Bashir signing, they've come in as 17-year-olds with really good potential. They're going to go out on loan, and hopefully going forward we'll see those players coming into the team. And then nothing massively exciting for the rest of them. Kellen Watts has gone to Reading on a free. Isaac Hayden went to Valencia for 4.3 million. Kieran Trippier's contract was up. He was 33 years old, so I decided to let him go to Werder Bremen for free. Alex Murphy went on a free to Blackburn. Sebastian Barnell, the centre-back, I know he's not been with us that long, but as you'll see, there is a reason why I've let him go to Roma. He's gone on loan for a loan fee of 1.1 million, but with a mandatory fee at the end of that. Same with David Brooks, mandatory fee at the end. And lastly, Cardalo has gone to Cardiff on loan. And now the exciting bit. Where have you spent the 174 million, Gaffer? This is where I've spent it. Now, before we start, I must say that I think I've already mentioned about the scouting system wasn't that great. I have beefed it up in this transfer window. A lot of the scouts have gone, as the coaching staff and medical staff, but as we're focusing on transfers here. And so some of the signings that we've made have been recommended to me as coming in at like a 3-star potential 4.5, 5. When they've actually arrived, they've only been a 2.5, 3-star potential. I've got one player in mind who I'll show you in a minute who's a perfect example of that. And couple that with the fact that my focus has really been on trained in nation players, so we can have the maximum number of players in the squad for the Premier League and for the Champions League. All that's going to be affected by the trained at club situation, which isn't really going to get any better for a few years yet. But anyway, with all that in mind, I have overpaid for one or two players, the English tax and all of that kind of thing, and some of the players that have come in, although I think are still very good players, are not quite as good as I thought they were. Anyway, let's have a look. So the first player that's come in, I think we paid a little bit more than we should have done for, is Michael Elise from Crystal Palace. I paid £80 million for this lad. He's coming as a 3-star with the potential to be 4. He's valued at between 97 and 122 million now. So, you know, maybe I'm being a bit disingenuous with the valuation. But anyway, if you look across his stats are very, very good. With the new system that we're going to be playing, he's going to fit in very, very nicely. Now, last season we played a deep line playmaker. Bruno played that position to great effect for us, really. But I didn't really have an option for him. Tielemans was the one who generally tended to drop in there, and it's a bit of a waste playing Tielemans there. So I thought, right, we need some backup in that area, maybe even not just backup, but, you know, a good quality player in there. So with that in mind, I've gone for this lad from Torino, Samuel Ricci. He's coming for 39 million. He's now valued at 73 to 91. 3.5 star, potential of 4. He's a deep line playmaker, and he's going to be a perfect fit for that deep line playmaker role. Again, stats across the board look amazing. Now, I was talking about a new assistant manager, one or two ideas. When he first sat down, when we had a little bit of a meeting, the first thing he said to me was, I've got 2 players here, young kids, you must go out and sign them. And my ears pricked up. And the first of those is 𝐅𝐸 𝐸𝐿𝐸, a 19-year-old Turkish midfield player. Has come in for 11 million, valued at the moment at 26 to 30 million. But he's a 2-star with the potential to be 4.5. Look at this lad's stats. If he's not a £200 million player in the future, he's only 19. I mean, his physicals need a bit of work, but mentals and technical, oh my word. And then I was talking about I've signed 3 young lads, 17-year-old lads, who are all going out on loan, and hopefully in the future will all become homegrown at club players and who will be amazing. And the first of those is Mitchell, and he is a central midfield player, 17 years old. He's coming as a 1-star with the potential to be 4. And I think you can see, I mean, already at 17, his physicals are really good. He's got some great mental attributes. Technicals need a little bit of work on, but he's going out on loan. We'll work on that. Another one's a 17-year-old Nigerian Bashir, striker. Again, coming as a 1-star with the potential to be 4. He's got 17 for natural fitness, 16 for teamwork. He's got some great stats where they're needed, and he's only 17. He's only going to improve, this kid. So I think you can now see why we let Bonau go. We needed more cover, better cover at centre-back. I mean, this lad's not just going to be cover, he's going to be a regular starter. 𝐿𝐀𝐑𝐓, paid 40 million for this lad from Nice. He's coming as a 3.5-star, potential to be 4. He's pacey, ball playing, his marking and tackling are excellent, and he will be a regular starter for us next season. Now, I did say that I'd been led astray a little bit by my scouts on the odd occasion. Now, the next player coming in, he's still a good player, but he's not coming in quite as good as I thought he would be. So I paid 22 million to Ajax for this player, Calvin Bassey. He can play centre back. He's left-footed, but he can also play left wing back as well. And his physicals look really good. He probably needs a little bit of work, mental, technical. The main thing is he was recommended to me as a 3-star with the potential to be 4.5, 5. When he came in, he wasn't quite as good. So the scout who recommended him to me has been sacked, and we brought somebody else in. But he's good backup in the squad. Yeah, so the other player that the assistant manager whispered in my ear was this lad, 18-year-old Brazilian Hendrick. Plays on that right wing. He's left-footed, so again, inside forward, inverted winger. He's coming as a 2-star with the potential to be 5. I mean, he's already valued at 62 to 74 million. I paid about 20 for him. And if this lad again isn't worth 200 million in a few years, I don't know. I mean, the transfer market's crazy anyway, but if you look at his stats at 18, I think again another superstar. Now the new tactic that we're going to be employing uses a box-to-box midfield player, and although we have got one or two players who can play that position, it's not really their strong point. So in that vein, I paid Benfica 37 million for Enzo Fernandez, 23-year-old Argentinian. He's now valued at 85 to 93 million. He's a 4-star player, box to box. He's got some really good physicals for getting up and down, and again I think he will fit into our system really nicely. And then lastly, with the homegrown nation situation in mind, I went to Everton and I brought in James Garner. He's not going to start every game, but I think he's a reasonable backup for that midfield area, and he will get some game time in cup games and whatever. So I think that's the end of my business for this transfer window. The fixtures have now been announced, and the first game of the season is coming up very, very quickly now. So as you can see, we've got 5 league games before the Carabao Cup third round. First game of the season is Brentford away. Then we have Liverpool at home. That's going to be a tough one. Leicester at home, Palace away, and Fulham at home. So without further ado, I think we're going to jump into the first 2 games of the season, and I can show you the tactic and talk you through where the players are going to fit into that. Well, welcome to Brentford, the start of my 3rd season with Newcastle United. Quite a few new signings in the squad. Let's get down to it. So we're actually playing with more of a possession-based team, and we're playing with inside forwards and a box-to-box midfield player. So the team for today is Ramsdale in goal, back four of Pellegrini, Botman, Todibo and Foyth. Bruno is the deep line playmaker. Tielemans and Fernandez, 2 in the middle. We've got McAllister and Elise playing the inside forwards with Isaac up front. Now I'm not quite sure what to expect in this first game. We've got new players, we've got new tactic. The pre-season's gone okay. We've won the majority of games, drawn a couple, so we've had some good workouts. We just need to try and put all these new tactics and the formation. We need to put all the training into good practice now. I mean, Ramsdale, here's Isaac. Nice. He might have been fractionally offside. VAR's going to have a look at this one. And he might well have been, actually. Oh, it's been awarded. 1-0 up. Yeah, I was just going to say that... so last season, Ramsdale was having a moan and groan. And his main moan was that we were lacking in strength down the left-hand side. Well, we've actually got a left-hand side now, and we've got McAllister and Diaz for that left-hand side. So I don't think he can whinge and moan. But then again, you know, I'm just the manager. Who cares what I think? But we played nearly half an hour. We're 1-0 up at Brentford. We've had 7 shots, 3 on target, XG of 0.98. Brentford have not turned up yet. Feel a little bit sorry for their fans in a way. Well, I don't really, but I suppose you have got to feel. I mean, they've got a full house here. Todibo, nice ball in the box. They've got a full house and they've not turned up. McAllister, Enzo. Whoa! Good first half this, good solid first half. Really nice start to the season. It's very early days yet. Obviously, the new tactic, the new players at the moment seem to be working really well. They've got a free kick which goes straight to the back of the net. They've done absolutely nothing in the game so far, and they get a free kick and score from it. Nice ball through to Elise. Oh, what a shame. I suppose the pleasing thing is that in open play We've not let them play. We've not conceded from open play. I mean, you know, a good free kick taker can score a goal at any level, can't they? So, I mean, there's no disgrace in that, really. McAllister, Tielemans, Bruno! Was that Bruno? No, Enzo Fernandez has scored. That's my new box to box. Thought it was Bruno. Glasses. I have them here, my glasses. I have my glasses. I should wear them a bit more, shouldn't I? Nice goal. They have come back into it a little bit, Brentford. McAllister. Oh! 3-1. McAllister gets the third. Not quite sure what happened there. It seemed to bobble about a little bit. So McAllister plays the ball. Botman. McAllister makes his way into the penalty area. That was actually an own goal. That's not McAllister's goal. That was an own goal. That. It's actually been given to McAllister, believe it or not. Okay, 20 minutes to play. Made my first sub, so I brought 3 players on. We're going to have our first look at Hendrick out on that right side. Ricci has come on for Bruno, and Target, who has come on for Pellegrini, who was on a yellow. So like I say, good solid performance this. I mean, you know, any team can go down to a well-hit free kick. But in open play, we've done really well. 19 shots, 8 on target, XG of 2.26 away from home. Target with a corner. We need to start working on these corners now because we've got Todibo and Botman who can both score from a corner. We need to get working on those in training. That's a nice ball forward. So Brentford actually, good save by Ramsdale. Brentford making a foray forward. Corner for Brentford. Nice and solid at the back. Nice and solid at the back. That's the nice ball. It would have been nice if it had... Oh, nice Ricci, lad. Well won. Go on, corner flag. Whoa. De Silva is going to get... No, he's not going to get a red for that. It's a very, very pleasing result, this one. Very, very pleasing indeed. First win of the season. Very nice. So that was a very nice start to the season. But now we've got a really tough game. We're playing Liverpool a little bit earlier than I would like, really. But you've got to play them sometime. Hopefully the confidence off that first game will stretch into the Liverpool game and we'll be able to get a result out of them. So we'll see you in the dugout for the Liverpool game. Well, we're only 2 games in, but it's the first big test of the season. Like I say, I'd rather not be playing Liverpool at this stage of the season. I'd like to get a few games under our belt, but it is what it is. So the team for today is Ramsdale in goal, back four of Pellegrini, Botman, Todibo and Foyth. Bruno is the deep line playmaker. Tielemans and Fernandez in midfield. McAllister and Olise are the 2 inside forwards, with Isaac up top. So this won't be easy today. Star-studded Liverpool team. Although I'm sure some teams will be looking at the Newcastle lineup and saying, you know, star-studded Newcastle team. So that wasn't great, was it? And Salah nips in. We've not even got 2 minutes on the clock and Liverpool have scored. So we're 1-0 down. And first game was amazing. Second game, straight away, Botman gives the ball away. Oh, but that's a nice header from Todibo. That's just what he was bought for. Well, not just what he was bought for. He's a central defender. He's ball playing. But if he can get up and do that at corners, then I'm all for it. Head and shoulders there. I mean, I've got Botman in the team as well today, so we've got two players who can score from corners. We're actually slightly on top as well. Go on, McAllister, put it on somebody's head. No. Come on, get out to that ball. Botman, nice ball over to Elise. Ooh. Come on, we need to close down. Close down. You need to watch this ball with Liverpool. This ball over the top, just like that. (2-1). So the comeback wasn't very long lasting, was it? Go on, McAllister, have a run at him. It's a nice switch to Isaac. Needs to slide that across now. McAllister! 2-2. 20 minutes gone, there's been 4 goals. I mean, that says a lot about our attack, but also says a lot about our defence as well. Mind you, most teams struggle against Liverpool's dynamic play, so... Nice goal from McAllister. But a corner to Liverpool. Stop him sliding that ball across. He actually had a shot in the end. Can we do it again? Another short corner. McAllister this time taking it. Oh, very nearly. Oh my word, how did that not go in? That would have been a beauty to take it to 3-2. We are actually on top in this game. Liverpool have had more possession, but we've had 10 shots, 3 on target, XG of 0.93. Nice ball. Played. Lovely ball to Elise. Is it? Whoa, what's going on there with the keeper? Go on, Elise. Side foot into the penalty area. No. You miss your chance there, lad. And so it's gone in. It has gone in for 3-2. Own goal. Joe Gomez, 3-2. Tielemans back to Enzo. I mean, to be honest, that was more of a non-own goal than the one in the last game. It wasn't diverted that much, was it? Right, delighted with your performance so far. Okay, a couple of changes at half-time. Todibo was on a yellow, so I brought Arthur on for him. Botman can take over heading duties at corners. And I've dropped the wing-backs back slightly. They're more on defensive duties now than chasing forward. And we've gone to a balanced mentality. Never quite sure whether, particularly in games like this, whether to just keep it on attacking and just go for it, or whether to invite teams onto us and stay a little bit further back. I'm never quite sure. Stick this on somebody's head now. McAllister. Stick it on somebody's head. Can we? Oh, he's gone for himself! He's gone for it himself! You beauty, McAllister! You beauty! Just run over here while I kiss your head. What a cracking free kick that was. That was quite near, just the outside of the post. Okay, 3 more subs. I've taken Botman and Pellegrini off, both on yellows, and I brought Richie on for his debut at Deep Line Playmaker. 20 minutes to go. It's been a fairly even game, if I'm honest. We've had slightly more shots than Liverpool. They've had more possession, and they've got a better XG. They are actually turning on a little bit towards the end of the game. One last highlight, Liverpool give it away. McAllister over to Elise. What can Elise do with this? Coming on his left foot. And just to close the game out, Liverpool have a dead ball, which we're going to pick up and sling straight back at them again. No let up. KM, you've lost the... Whoa, KM, what you doing, man? Yellow, very lucky not to get a red there. Good header out by Foyth. Oh my word. Oh my word. Pat on the back time. That's about as comprehensive. I mean, when you're playing Liverpool, whenever do you get to say that's about as comprehensive as it gets? That's about as comprehensive as it gets. You've blown them away. Liverpool, take that. Now, what was I saying last season about beating the top six? I mean, we didn't just beat Liverpool there. We actually gave them a bit of a hiding, if I'm honest. Yeah, we conceded 2 goals and we conceded very early, but we'll learn from those mistakes. Scoring, who scores 4 goals against Liverpool? Not many teams, I'll tell you. That was a great result, make no mistake. Start of the season, 2 games, 6 points. It doesn't get much better than that. So we're going to go away now, do the usual, play some games off camera, and we'll be back very, very shortly to see if this rejuvenated Newcastle team and rejuvenated Gobby Gaffer can win the Premier League, dare we say that, and have a good run in the Champions League as well. I don't think we're going to win that, but we can always hope, can't we? We'll see you very shortly. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. If it's the kind of thing that you'd like to see more of, please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, and we'll see you next time for more from me, the Gobby Gaffer.